I know that this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but Cape Fear is not one of my favourite episodes of The Simpsons. That's not to say it's a bad episode, that doesn't mean that there aren't things in it that I enjoyed. But compared to how much some people love it that I've spoken to, I definitely don't favour it as much. For context, it's got 9.1 out of 10 on IMDb across just shy of 5,000 reviews and ratings, which is an incredible score. So it's definitely very popular. I don't mind it. I will happily watch it. But for me personally, there's not much in it that I adored. I think maybe I have seen this episode more than some episodes, so that might be why I don't enjoy it as much now, because I have seen it more than some other episodes. But I have to say, I love Kelsey Grammer. The episode was released in 1993. It's the second episode of the 5th season, and it's directed by Rich Moore. And obviously, being a big fan of Kelsey Grammer, I enjoy the vocal performance that we get with Sideshow Bob. And particularly, Sideshow Bob gives us some pretty great moments in this one. As a character, sometimes I like him and sometimes I don't. I feel like they brought him back one too many times. And that's obviously after this season as well. I don't want to spoil too much more about the character in case you haven't seen certain episodes that happen after this one. But for me, I think it is just an overabundance of Sideshow Bob, too much too soon, and maybe possibly me having seen this episode a couple of times too many. But if you're unaware of what it's about, this will be giving a spoiler for what happens in previous episodes. But Sideshow Bob is released from prison, and he is now plotting to murder Bart. And the family are put on witness protection, which is, quite an interesting concept. With Homer trying to get the new name and things, it was very amusing and I enjoyed that sketch. I particularly liked the bit with the rakes. Part of me feels like that was overdone, but because it was overdone, it kind of made it more funny, which I know is contradictory, but hopefully you'll kind of get what I mean by that. And Bart being scared of something is also quite interesting, because Bart, as we know, has this kind of couldn't care less attitude. But every now and then we will see the vulnerable 10-year-old little boy in him. I mean, forget his age. Anybody who's being put on a witness relocation program because they're wanted by a murderer is going to be vulnerable. So the character is certainly quite interesting. It's fine. It's one of those episodes that I watch and kind of think, yeah, it was okay. We do get, particularly the scenes towards the end with Sideshow Bob, I thought were pretty great. I thought they worked very well, they were very effective. Great performance by Kelsey Grammer. So it ticks all of the right boxes. There's nothing about it that I can pinpoint as being not good. I just think it's too much Sideshow Bob too soon. And with no fault of the episode, I've probably seen it one too many times. Needless to say, Cape Fear is not my favourite. Certainly not my favourite Sideshow Bob. But it's interesting enough, and I do understand why it's popular.